Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to have you here with us in beautiful Cannes. Maybe you could begin with a brief introduction to your film, Metronom. What can people expect if they watch it?
The Metronom is a film. It's a love story, a coming-of-age drama set on the backdrop of 70s Romania. So people can expect a love story.
And it's your first fiction film, but I believe actually in the beginning it wasn't going to be. So can you tell us a bit about the genesis of it and how it evolved into the film that we see today?
Yeah, the film started as a documentary research. I wanted to make a documentary about Cornel Chiriac from Radio Free Europe, and then I found that it would be better to look for feature film form, able to tell the stories I wanted to tell. I wanted to tell the story of 70th generation, about freedom and so on. And I truly believe that form is important. It serves the idea. So I choose feature fiction film in this. I thought that a feature film could serve better this idea.
And can you tell us a bit about your particular interest in this period of history and why you felt now was a good time to go back and tell a story set in that time?
My interest in this history started 15, 20 years ago when I made a social campaign in Romania to bring all the archives from Radio Free Europe, from Hoover Institute to Bucharest, and I was the director of the campaign. We had a short interview with celebrities, and they were asking for donations, to be able to bring the archives back in Romania. So my interest started then, and easier it's becoming much more interesting for me to go in that direction.
And can you tell us about how you cast your characters, and in particular Anna, who is, not in every frame, but almost, so it's very closely trained on her. So I guess casting her was very crucial to your film.
Yeah, I discovered her, and I wanted to work with unexperienced actors, and I choose her because of her look, and because I was looking to match the two main characters, actually the three characters, the two girls, and Anna and Sorin, and also Roxana, and it was important for me to find the right balance between them, and I choose them all together, all three together. So it was important. If one couldn't be in the film, perhaps nobody would be in the movie. It was like they were together. Mm-hmm. I cast them together.
And I believe it was kind of a collaborative process as well, that once you'd cast them, you worked with them to develop the script. So it was sort of a symbiotic process.
Yeah, it was exactly like this. I was telling them what I want to achieve. I was telling them, stories, and gave them the background and history and so on. But I was working with them with the text, with the emotion. I asked them for their input. They proposed me ideas, and it was a permanent exchange between us. So yeah, they helped me to build their characters.
And I believe creating the authenticity of the time, the set design, the costumes, the music, the language was all really crucial. So how did you work with all those aspects and those tools at your disposal, I guess, as a filmmaker, to really make us feel we're in that time?
Yeah, I told to the director of photography, who also worked with me at my previous documentary, that we are going to make a documentary film. We are in the 70s, we are in an apartment, we are shooting a party, and we are documenting that party. And we try to build all the mise-en-scène and everything with that things in mind. So that was the aesthetics and of the moving uh, for the moving of the camera, you know, and then we had to put in there scenography, set design, costumes, locations in exteriors, cars, and so on, which was really great because now Bucharest looks totally different. It's a really crowded city full of graffitis and so on. So it was really hard to build that times.
And also to kind of take us back to that time, which I think it's very hard for us to imagine anymore, where you couldn't just go online or on your phone and, you know, trying to get hold of music, vinyl, and the idea that you would need something like this clandestine radio station. So was that also something important to try and take us back in time in that way?
Yeah, it was, and I had to make a lot of research. I saw a lot of archival footages, both from INA Media Pro from France and also from Romanian archives. And I showed that archives to the actors, I showed them to the set designer, to the costumes, to every department, and we were watching together on the set or prior to the shootings, and we really wanted to create a compact universe, a nice picture. You know? We shoot on a square format, like 35 millimeter. We used vintage lenses, and we tried to add everything that we could to recreate those times.
And you made your lives a little bit difficult by shooting with the music playing, but you felt that was worth it to get the effect that you wanted.
Yeah. I really believe that a dance scene couldn't be made without direct music. It's almost impossible to pretend that you are dancing. Even in my case, that we had really long shots, so we can't fool. It was really important for me to shoot with live music
And
for the mood and so on. Yeah, sorry.
What do you hope that people will take away from watching your film? Because I guess in some respects, you know, it's a love story, it's a coming-of-age drama, but then there's all these other sort of themes around being under an oppressive regime, and I wonder how you think that chimes with a contemporary audience, given what's going on in the world around us. Sometimes feels like we're going backward instead of forward, let's say.
I think the idea of freedom, which my film is based, is universal, and it's a theme that right now it's really again on focus on media, and it's really important to for the present right now to relate to the past, to know what happened not so long ago, enable not to make the same mistakes again. I don't know what if it helps, but it's really important at least to tell these stories. You know, I have a story about freedom, about compromise, about the monster that installs in people, and I think it's important for people to see that happened not so long ago. Yeah.
And how do you think the power of cinema or the role of cinema can help us in understanding these things? Perhaps by finding your way in through a love story helps people kind of have empathy and understand it better than reading newspapers or, you know, perhaps like documentary film.
Mm-hmm. I think the best history lesson is to I don't know, it's a visual lesson or something really, I don't know how to say it, to find a language, an easy language, an universal language to tell a story, you know, to tell a big story or to give a history lesson, you have to use small things, universal things, and the things that people can relate to, not just give information. The communism was bad, you have to deal with that. No, it happened there. The people were making love, the people were in love, the people. I think this kind of love story can get and can suck people into a story, and the big history is hidden behind the main story. It's not in front. It's there. It's in details. It's in the background.
And what does it mean to you to have your film playing here in Cannes? And can you quickly tell us maybe what you might be working on next?
For me, it's a confirmation for the last year I work on this project. It's after I've seen this film too many times, believe me, and I couldn't say it's bad or good, and the fact that it's here, it means that I did a great job.
And your next project?
My next project is on development right now. I'm trying to find something. I'm researching something. I don't know if I can answer this question.
No, keep stum.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all that with us.
Thank you.
It's been really wonderful to chat to you, and really enjoy the rest of your time here in Cannes. Thanks so much.
Thank you.